welcome to livebait.tv. We're standing outside of the Gardner Museum in Toronto, Ontario. We're here tonight to be a part of the Walrus Foundation and the Walrus Magazine's first annual fundraiser. The Walrus Magazine launched 3 years ago, and the Walrus Foundation is a non-for-profit, both with the mandate to accelerate education, promote artists and writers, and to promote literacy across Canada. Bruce Mao designed the cover for the December-January 2006 issue of the Walrus. So what was it like to work with Bruce?
It was great. It was like really easy. It's like talking to a designer. He's a designer at heart. So amongst your peers, it's always natural to, abstract ideas and, eliminate words because you're on the same playing field. He started off with a lot of other ideas than what we ended up with. He was like, oh, maybe I'll do like something with type, or maybe I'll do something with like laying of color. And I was like, yeah, what about color, Bruce? He was like, color, that's a good idea, color. And it just started from there. And it really, I think a lot of his design direction is based around his community of people. He trusts his staff and the people that surround him. And it was just an incredible opportunity. We sat down for about an hour and just really, really plainly hashed out ideas by just, drawing them. This is what I think, is what, I think, and more on the, like a philosophical level than actually what it should look like.
Mm-hmm. And it obviously wanted to correspond with the piece he was writing on optimism for the Walrus.
Bruce Mao is by any standard a spectacular optimist. He is the driving force behind massive change, the future of global design. An enormous multi-venue exhibition on the intersection of design, technology, culture, science, and civilization. He promoted therein the airy notion that design can substantially improve the world, and came to the conclusion, he says, that the present time is, quote, probably the best time in human history to be alive.
Can you give us some specific examples that ground, as it were, your sense of hope and optimism about the near future?
I think that if you think about the fact that we are freer worldwide, better educated, with greater literacy, with greater access to knowledge, greater mobility, greater participation, more consistently applied human rights, wealthier, healthier, living longer than at any other time in human history, it seems to me that it's a pretty compelling case for optimism. Now, I think that runs in the face of a culture that, a communication culture that is really focused on crisis and conflict, and that pushes that crisis and conflict into our lives in ways that we have very little, very few mechanisms or methods to actually push it back.
What sorts of things should we be doing to avoid the kind of apocalyptic scenarios that are being presented us by, I'm not disagreeing with you, a quite negative media?
Mm-hmm. The significant change, I think, in society in the last 100 years is that we've gone from, here I think you can see it in, even in our midst, we've, even though we still have a very structured hierarchy in our society, we've embraced this idea of actually distributing possibility, that we've distributed the capacity to affect the world. So the tools that we have access to today, it's just, we just didn't even imagine it decades ago. The ability that we have to shape the world is being transformed daily, and in fact, the rate of change today is about a doubling every year. So you think about a doubling every year over the course of the next 20 years means a million-fold increase in our capacity to deal with problems.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Mao.
Thank you.